So first off, I'll ask you what I just asked Jordan. What's your do you have a favorite Jim Leonhard story?
Favorite Jim Leonhard story? He's got a couple of them from the league that are a couple private ones that'll always make me die laughing. But let's.
Or even just one just between you guys or whatnot. Nick Herbig told us about one where he beat his dad during like a game of bags or cornhole.
Yeah, I mean he's a super competitive guy, and he'll always like I think it was my first or second year. Anytime he could, he would just run up and like somebody would throw him a ball, and he'd try and like just dunk on everybody. I me's just like a little kid out here. Like you see him when his kids come out here, and he's just like the fourth kid, and his wife's just like, sure, go ahead, take him. But yeah, he's always trying to catch like a ball on the sidelines, and he'll just be like, look, see, I caught it. Like the Notre Dame game, he was talking some trash after that one. So he's just a super competitive guy all the time. It's really funny.
You know, I guess with looking ahead to Nebraska, just the offense, I know it still churns. They're averaging 4 touchdowns a game. What stands out? I know it's still early in the week. But what have you seen so far from the Huskers offense, and just what they could challenge y'all with this week?
Yeah, I mean it's similar for the past few years since I've been here. They do a great job of running 2 plays at once and eliminating half the defense, or making people wrong no matter what they do, and putting them in tough positions. So we really have to be fundamentally sound and know what we're doing, and still yet be in the attack like we always talk about, not waiting for a solid play to come to us, but still being aggressive as a defense overall. So it's a balance of understanding your responsibilities, executing your responsibilities, and then making plays, going out and still being aggressive. So not letting all the stuff that they do, pushing the ball laterally and then vertically as well, slow us down too much.
When it comes to your position, and then looking at Adrian Martinez and general the quarterback, I know he was dinged up a little bit earlier this season, but from your responsibilities as a safety, as a defensive back, just what do you have to do to try to contain his potential in that dual threat nature?
Yeah, obviously he can extend pass plays very well. He's done his whole career, getting out of the pocket, scrambling, running, and both throwing or throwing on the run, and also just ended up scrambling and running, getting yards on broken plays. He's one of the best there is. So our blitz gaps and pass rush gaps got to be very sound, and whenever we get a chance, we have to make sure we execute, and then just plaster receivers, cover them in any type of scramble situation, and make sure nobody leaks free. I know they make a couple big plays on that every year, so got to be very sound with that.
I know you didn't play obviously last year with what happened with COVID-19. You were injured in 19. Mm-hmm. Did you play him in 18 when he was a true freshman?
Yeah.
What do you remember from that game?
They had a lot of yards. Coach Leonhard was not very happy after that game. JT went off and helped us out, but yeah, that was they do some very difficult stuff that really tests you, and we'd like to think at least that we're in a much better position a few years down the road, even a couple of years ago, than we are now compared to them. So our defense has come a long way, and they do a lot of stuff that makes defenses stressed and puts a lot of people in tough situations. You got to tackle very well, and then you got to make plays whenever you get a chance to get your hands on the ball.
Through 10 games, just I remember you telling me that you felt this defense in particular could be very special. That was during fall camp compared to other units. I mean, I was looking at the stats, and y'all are on track to surpass what with 19's team, and just having the fewest amount of yards allowed, fewest amount of third down conversion percentage, etc. Where do you feel this defense is at this moment, and do you think there still could be more?
Yes, I think there's always room for more. Even last week, we're not very clean overall. There's a lot of guys responding to stuff that's not their responsibility, myself included. Everybody. I mean, you go down the line, you could ask everybody. So we really could clean stuff up. We got kind of out of character, especially the first drive, and we can't really have lapses like that going forward. And the games are just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, and obviously this week is one of the tougher tasks that there is. And like their record, don't let that fool you. Like they're a very talented team. They've been competing in every single game they've been in. So no matter who they're playing, and so they do a lot of really good stuff, and they've been moving the ball like crazy. They're putting up hundreds of yards, like 500 yards on pretty much whoever they want to. So we really got to do a great job of limiting that, and then continuing to do what we have been recently, taking the ball away, getting pressure, getting off on third down. 19-play drive last game. That's unacceptable for the standards we have for us. And after that, we definitely settled down and made some plays. But like you said, still cleaning stuff up. Like, 'cause they'll expose some stuff if we're not sound.
And then I guess when it comes to just overall with this group, the takeaways have been plentiful. What do you attribute that? Where y'all are close the first 4 weeks, creating some play for 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden the barrage happens.
Yeah, I mean, we really put an emphasis on it, and we have throughout camp, and I think all of a sudden it just kind of clicked. Guys are executing and getting in the right spots, and finishing the plays is huge. I know I had a drop pick Notre Dame that really, I know everybody really hurt and didn't help our team at all. So anytime we're in a position to take the ball away, we really have to take advantage of it and get our offense another possession. Momentum-wise, it really helps out. We can steal a possession and change the swing of the game. It's huge, and we've been able to do that recently.
Last question for you. When it comes to Nebraska, I know that you mentioned the record at 3-7 right now, 1-6 in the conference. But you mentioned that they're a good team. Just they have so many. I think all of their losses have been 9 points or fewer.
Yeah.
Just does record mean how do you define a team that can? The record doesn't indicate what they could do with their potential and just what could happen during the game.
Yeah, I think you said 3-7, and all single-digit losses. So it can be very misleading, especially with the way they've lost. They're always competing. They're always in close games. It's not like they score a couple late and they're back in it. They're always right there. And like you said, with their ability on offense to put up 500 yards and score. I think they scored 56 against Northwestern. It was a good defense. You have to be on your P's and Q's and understand what you're going up against and really execute. And we can't, they're a good team. Like we said, their record may be misleading for a lot of people who haven't watched them play. And we just watched a little bit today, but they're a very talented team.